I'm still here at IBC 2024. I've come outside to all the OB trucks, but we're not actually going to look inside a huge OB truck. We're going to look in something a little smaller today, and we have Bart with us to talk about the broadcast bike. So Bart, this is your creation. What is it? What's in here? Tell us about it.
Well, it's as you said it's a broadcast bike. It's a bike that can broadcast. It's kind of maybe the smallest OB vehicle around. I'm not sure if there are smaller ones, but pretty small. And I wanted a way to transport my PDC cameras and have a quick setup at events. I usually do live streams and recordings at corporate events. Yeah. And this is sort of the state where it's at now.
And what could be more like Netherlands than putting it all in a bike cargo box and literally, we talked about this, you and me, last night. You literally cycle this to the jobs and it takes, it can take hours to get from A to B. You're not willing, which I think is smart, to like shove it on a truck and then, ship it across the country. You actually bring it with you.
I could do that, but I don't own a car, so I would have to rent it. Right. And then a trailer or a van that it fits, because it's, what is it? 2.5 meters long. Yeah. So no, I usually actually ride it to wherever it needs to be. I mean, if it's across the country, it's modular. I can take the equipment out, and then just use a couple of flight cases.
Great. But, so give us a quick overview, and Jonas can actually come in here and take a look at what we're seeing. So on the top here, we have. Just take us through all the equipment real quick of what we can see in and out.
Yeah. So the most. This is a an old VHS container right now, sort of my under development on PDC controller. Nice. I'm going to use a Skyhoist Blue Pill to control everything, but right now it already works for PDC control. Perfect. And then Stream Deck, obviously, to switch and to change the settings of the cameras. And then, obviously the laptop. And inside there are 2 ATEMs, one SDI Extreme ISO. Wow. So I can do up to 8 sources. Then there is a backup ATEM HDMI, so I can do 4 sources, redundant switching, redundant recording, also ISO recording, just in case. Sure. Yeah, and then I have 3 Canon PDC cameras.
That's right. We were showing it one right now, just for the ease of setup.
Yeah, exactly.
You set up usually 3 of them on a show, right?
Depending on the kind of gig, it's 2 to 4 usually. I mean, the 4th camera then would be like a static angle. Got it. But I have 3 of those, which I can control from here. And that's it all fits in here.
Yeah, it does really well.
And then also, I mean, they run on PoE, so there's a PoE switch in there. There is a router in there that can have 2 SD cards, so I can also live stream basically from anywhere. Yeah, through 4G.
So you're basically set up to just roll in here today, and you could have done a show live right here from outside the venue. Right?
Exactly, and I mean, we are right outside. There's no electricity here.
Exactly. Yeah, but I brought power.
Right. So I have this EcoFlow River Pro. Yeah. Right now, just a single battery, but I also have the extension battery. And so with this setup, I could run roughly 5 hours. Wow. And that kind of doubles if I bring them both. And then I have a solar panel that I can also put next to it. So while I'm doing a stream, keep charging the batteries.
Perfect. Yeah. And so then we also have the multi-view monitor up there. Now, what we did notice today is like the sun is blasting down on that. You typically bring this into like conference rooms and events, right? So exactly. But right now it's out in the wild here. Yeah. So I'm looking at, what do you think? The next version or the next evolution of this will be, with a few bits and pieces in the future?
Yeah, so this summer I've done a couple of things outdoors, and like you say, this monitor isn't any good outside, especially now in the sun. So I rented high brightness monitors, which is nice, but brings in a lot of extra volume and weight, because that's also why I'm making my own PDC controller, because the ideal small, compact, lightweight, I haven't found it yet. So yeah, I am actually looking for a high brightness monitor around this size, 27, 31 inches, 32. But they bring in a lot of weight again. So I'm not sure yet how to solve that issue. But it's like a continuous work in progress.
Exactly.
So that's the fun bit.
And you talk about weight. So obviously you don't have to carry this, so weight doesn't matter so much. But the main constraint is like getting it from A to B. If it gets heavier, then you have to use more battery to cycle. Is that
exactly? Yeah. But I mean, usually I'm from Rotterdam. I rode it here to Amsterdam, which is about 70 kilometers. It's an extreme. I usually don't do those distances.
Sure.
So within the city, it's not really an issue. But yeah, the longer I go, I also have to bring my charger, spare batteries, and
That's perfect. Well, you know what I think we can do is next year or in 2 years' time, we should look at it again and see how it evolves, because I think that's what's quite nice about this.
Yeah.
It's not a huge OB truck that you spend millions on and you're going to basically keep it the same for years. In your case, you can actually change the monitor next year, get a different controller, or build your own.
Exactly.
And then slowly evolve it, move things out and put other things in.
Right.
Really cool. Thanks for the tour, Bart.
All right. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks for what come and see it.
And now Bart just cycles out of here. Easy as that.